be me about 18 years old. Friend, we will call him Daryl, invites me to his cabin in northern Texas for the weekend. Going to be me, him and 2 other friends, Jason and Ethan will be their code names. Tells me we're probably just going to sit around and drink some beers he knows his dad left for him at the cabin. Sure, why not? Get ready, and my mother tells me to be careful. Nothing unusual, but she said it with a very serious tone, almost like she knew something weird was going to happen. Shake it off as just nerves, since it was my first time leaving town this far. Get ready and leave. Nothing wild goes on the trip to the cabin, but can't shake how seriously my mom said to be careful. More feeling that weird feeling of maybe I should call her to check on her rather than anything spooky. Call my mom at the cabin. Reception was a bit shaky, but being this far out it is to be expected. She tells me to watch out just in case there is bears and shit. Yes, of course. Hang up and begin to set up the cabin, all the while feeling a bit uneasy. Like someone is watching us. Think in my head. Well, no shit, you feel that you're in bumfuck nowhere Texas in the middle of the woods. Once again shake the feeling off and go back to my friends. Fast forward to about 8 p.m. Daryl begins to take the beers out. Begin drinking and talking about girls at school. Nothing too crazy until Jason tells everyone to quiet down. Did you all hear that? Hear what? The wind? Ethan says, trying to make a funny remark. Jason just stared him down and Ethan knew immediately to stay shut. We all stay quiet for about a minute until I start hearing this very low but audible growl. Almost sounds like a weird snore, like when someone has terrible sleep apnea. Tell Daryl that this place is known for bears. Daryl tells me that the most we'd see out here would be deer, maybe a small mountain lion, but nothing like a bear. Daryl gets up to check with Jason and they were the only 2 with firearms. Hear Jason yelling if anyone is out there and seemingly no response. Then suddenly a shot from Daryl's gun along with a holy shit can be heard. Ethan and I jolt up and run outside to check what happened. See Jason visibly shook. Daryl's pupils were almost his entire eye, it seemed. Asked Jason what happened and all he could say was, "Some big motherfucker just came out into the porch light." Tried to lunge at Jason but Daryl was able to get around off at his direction. Doesn't think he hit him, but he definitely spooked it. The man runs off with a strange gurgled speech, almost like someone trying to talk when they've got peanut butter in their mouth. Start thinking exactly what it could have been. Ask Jason and Daryl what he looked like. Jason said he was a tall man, close to about 6'11". For the record, I'm 6'5" and Jason was 6'4", so anyone being that much taller than us wasn't common. Daryl said he looked like he was out of the sun for years. Totally pale. Almost no color in his face. Hair was greasy and matted. He looked like he came out of a swamp, all sweaty and dingy. Jason said he almost looked manic when he saw them. Like he hadn't seen a person in years. The best I could describe it was almost like he didn't know what another person was. We all decide to go to the cabin for the night since it was too late to drive out of the woods we were in. Decide to lock every door and stay on lookout one at a time to make sure whoever that was doesn't come back. We're each taking turns from youngest to oldest. My turn comes around 4 a.m. Wasn't drinking as much as they were, but I was still a little buzzed. For some reason we decided the beer was better to drink than water. Stupid panicked teenager thinking. As I drink the last sip of the beer I hear the familiar growl again. I ready the gun Jason had given me and prepared for the worst. As the thing came into the light suddenly I saw it. This giant man, almost 7 feet, with pale skin, almost dead looking, staring at me. The eyes he gave me weren't one of confusion or fear. They were of murderous intent. He stared at me for what seemed like an eternity before he began making his move. I pointed the gun at him and yelled for it not to move and that I would shoot. And he smiled. This motherfucker smiled. The type of smile you give someone when you know you've won. At this point I almost felt frozen. Complete utter fear all through my body. And then he spoke. Said one phrase and no more. Holy shit. That's Daryl's voice. How the fuck is he imitating Daryl's voice? As I come to the realization I'm probably dead, I noticed its face. It looked like Daryl. Not one-to-one, but like it had changed its eyes, nose and mouth to imitate the face of Daryl. I begin yelling at him. Who the fuck are you? Get away. Get away, god damn it. My yells were loud enough to wake up Jason, who came running with his gun. As he came out, all I could hear was, "Daryl? That isn't Daryl," I said. "That thing isn't anyone, it's not fucking human." As I said that, the thing lunged at me and took a big swipe. I'm not a light guy, 250 at time. This thing flung me away like paper. Like it had superhuman strength. As I lay on the ground gripping my ribs, I saw Jason begin to shoot at the thing. He hit it at least 3 times that I saw. 2 in the chest and 1 around what I think was its arm. Around this time Ethan and the real Daryl came out. The beast, now looking more like Daryl, began to smile and gurgle. Daryl himself began to vomit out of sheer tension. As Jason kept the gun pointed at the beast, all it did was walk slowly back into the woods. Still keeping that creepy, strange smile. As if he had just won a game or something. A smile of victory. Almost 5:30 a.m. once is all said and done. We sat in silence the entire time. I had some bruised ribs and a cut on my arm. Daryl was visibly traumatized. Ethan pounding away at the beers. Jason cleaning his gun and almost like a schizo continually checks outside for any signs of the beast. Finally light comes. We pack up everything and decided to go home. The ride home was nothing special. No one said anything. No one even tried to. We just kept looking at the road. Around 3 hours into our drive back, Daryl finally spoke up. Why did it look like me? Of all of us, why did it choose me? Ethan tried to calm Daryl down, but he was too shaken. Finally Jason stops the car and tells Daryl to just shut up. We don't know why it looked like you. We don't even know what the fuck it was. So just shut up, try to relax, and we can think about it when we get home. Finally get home. I got to my room and tried to forget the night before. Too many questions. What exactly was that thing? Heard later it may have been a skinwalker, but I don't know a thing about them. To this day only 2 of us are left in contact. Jason moved Canada. Daryl is in a mental institute for unrelated causes. Ethan is the only one I talk to regularly. Every now and then we still talk about that night. Still get chills, but we've never gotten any real answers.